revmeotv, man. Let's talk about Christmas. Let's talk about Christmas, man. Why was Christmas banned? Let's talk about it.
The man that overthrew King Charles I in the English Civil War. But Cromwell was also embroiled in a lesser known controversy. He and his fellow members of Parliament made celebrating Christmas illegal.
The greenery, the feasting, the dancing, the drinking, basically anything that indicated it was a holiday was banned.
Now, why is it that Christmas was banned? Why was it banned? It's because the people way back then, 2, 3, 400 years ago, understood and knew the pagan origins of Christmas. And so therefore it was banned. What did Jeremiah say about Christmas in the book of Jeremiah, in the Bible, right? What did he say about Christmas? Let's look at what Jeremiah said. Jeremiah said that it was pagan. Jeremiah said in chapter 10, verse. Man, look what Jeremiah said, man. Look what Jeremiah said. Jeremiah said, "For the customs of the people are vain, vain. For one cutteth the tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. Then they deck it with silver and gold." They deck it with silver and gold. Boy, y'all got them. Listen, man. They deck it with silver and gold. Then they fasten it with nails and with hammers so that it will not move, that it move not, that it won't fall over. Listen, man. Listen, man. Somebody will try to tell you that, oh, that ain't what it's talking about. Come on, man. Have common sense, man. All right. Hmm. Interesting, right? That's what Jeremiah said. He said, "You pagans." He said, "You go." You said, You're keeping the traditions of the pagans. You go and you chop down the tree of the forest and you decorate it with ornaments. Ornaments. What other tradition? What other celebration do people chop down a tree and fasten it to the floor and decorate it? Well, the people knew where it came from. That's why they banned it.
And so people were cross. There were uprisings, huge fights in the streets.
The ban in England only lasted for around 17 years, but it had a profound impact on how we celebrate Christmas, and conversely helped Christmas become one of the most resilient and flexible of all the holiday festivals. In the mid 17th century, there were lots of similarities to how we celebrate Christmas now. Drinking, exchanging presents, singing and dancing. People feast.
Okay, so let's look at the exchanging of the presents and stuff. Where did that come from? Along with the tree, right? If you look in the Bible, there's a character named Nimrod. If you look, okay, so let's talk about Nimrod for a quick second. Okay, two key figures in the origin of Christmas are Nimrod, a great grandson of Noah, and his mother and wife. Oh yeah, he was in an incestuous relationship. His mother and his wife, one person, Semiramis, right? Also known as Ishtar. Ishtar. Boy, that sounds familiar, don't it? Easter, same word, same person. That 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 discussion for another day. Okay, so let me start over right there. Two key figures in the origin of Christmas are Nimrod, a great grandson of Noah, and his mother and wife Semiramis, also known as Ishtar and Isis. Nimrod, known in Egypt as Osiris, a different name, same person, was the founder of the first world empire, Babel. Okay, you can find that in Genesis the 10th chapter, 10th, 11th, and 10th and 11th chapter. From ancient sources such as the Epic of Gilgamesh and records unearthed by archaeologists from long ruined Mesopotamian and from Egyptian cities. This stuff is documented history. Like we go and we read encyclopedias and dictionaries and stuff like that. These are real occurrences and real people. Nimrod actually lived. His mother Semiramis actually lived. Ishtar, it was a real person. Okay, so look, let y'all check this out, man. So from ancient sources such as the epic Gilgamesh, and from records unearthed by archaeologists from long ruined Mesopotamian and Egyptian cities, we can reconstruct subsequent events. After Nimrod's death in 2167 BC, Semiramis promoted the belief that he was a god, that Nimrod was a god, right? And so she claimed that she saw a full-grown evergreen tree. She said she saw a full-grown evergreen tree. What is a Christmas tree? Evergreen tree. She says she saw a full-grown evergreen tree spring out of the roots of a dead tree stump, symbolizing the springing forth of new life for Nimrod. Now Nimrod done died, but now she propagating this stuff like, oh, okay, okay, he about to be born. He about to be born now. He about to come back to life. Okay, on the anniversary of his son's birth, she said Nimrod would visit the evergreen tree and leave gifts underneath the tree. Leave gifts under it. His birthday fell on the winter solstice at the end of December, right? So a few years later, Semiramis bore a son, Horus. Horus. She bore a son called Horus of Gilgamesh, and she declared that she had been visited by the spirit of Nimrod, who left her pregnant with the boy Horus. She maintained that Nimrod, it was Nimrod reincarnated. Come on, man. There go your Christmas tree. There go your Christmas tree. There it is. There it is. You see it in the Bible. You see it in ancient writings, in ancient history, recorded where it came from, what the whole gift giving and putting gifts up under the Christmas tree is all about. Come on, y'all.
Feasted on roast meats, fruit pies, and special ales. But the Protestant Puritans of the time saw the whole concept of celebrating Christmas as illegitimate. So in 1643, Parliament banned Christmas. And from this point until the restoration of the monarchy in 1660, celebrating Christmas was officially illegal. Shops and businesses were forced to stay open on Christmas Day. It was illegal just to attend a Christmas service. Even food being prepared for Christmas celebrations was seized.
The need was to say this is an ordinary day. If it's an ordinary day, you don't have greenery, you don't get drunk, well, maybe, you don't eat to excess, you don't do all of the various elements which
See, the whole thing with Christmas, the Christmas tree, the mistletoe, the green wreaths, and all that stuff came from pagan celebrations. Now I'm about to show y'all how this celebration became associated with the church. About to show you in 1 second.
mark out Christmas.
It wasn't long until people took to the streets and pro-Christmas riots broke out. The legislation applied throughout the English territories. Weirdly, the Scots had to endure the ban for longer than anyone else.
In 1957, Christmas was still formally illegal in Scotland. It had officially been banned for 250 years.
So what did Cromwell and his fellow Puritans have against Christmas? Their main argument was that there was no biblical reason or reference for celebrating the Nativity on the 25th of December.
Okay, so we understand that there is no biblical reference. We understand that. What we typically do though in the church, y'all know I'm a preacher. I'm a preacher, man. I've been ordained since 2010. I've been ordained since 2010. I'm a part of the church. Church, we got to get some stuff right though. Christmas was brought in as a pagan celebration. What happened is Constantine, okay, let's look at Constantine. Constantine and Licinius. Constantine and Licinius, right? Hmm. Constantine and Licinius, right? We always hear about Constantine. Constantine was the emperor of Rome, but we hardly ever hear about Licinius. Who was Licinius? Constantine ruled at first in the beginning of his reign, he ruled the western part of Rome. Licinius ruled the eastern part of Rome. But what Constantine did was he killed Licinius, he had him hanged. Because even though they were co-rulers, they was also rivals. So Constantine had Licinius hanged. He killed him, right? Immediately in 325, when Constantine had Licinius killed, Constantine took over control of the entire Roman Empire, right? He called this great council meeting. We know it to be as the Council of Nicaea. That wasn't the only council meeting, but he called this great council meeting, right? And a lot of things took place in this council meeting. But what overall what Constantine did with his reign is he began to try to unite the kingdom. Remember, this was one empire, but it was the Roman Empire, but it was ruled by two people. So now Constantine had some issues on his hand. There was so many different religions and different gods and goddesses and stuff that was being worshipped throughout the Roman Empire. Constantine said, I got to do something about this. I got to unite the kingdom. So what he did was he took the he took the winter solstice, right? The winter solstice, which is late December. It runs for a period of like 8 days, right? Right before what we know as Christmas. Said, look, all these people are celebrating all these different gods and stuff. So what he did is he done made Christianity the official religion of the Roman Empire, but now he's trying to please all these other people who's worshiping Zeus, who's worshiping the sun god, who's worshiping Saturn, which was a big god at that time, who's worshiping all these other different gods and goddesses. He said, look, now I'm going to implement um, this Christmas, and we're going to utilize some of the birth dates that you all are already worshiping: Mithra and Horus and Nimrod and Sol Invictus, December the 25th. But we're going to celebrate this day as Jesus Christ's birthday, right? Okay. So he forced this upon the empire. The church is not willing to sit down at the table and to resolve the issues and to get the mess out of the church, right? Okay, so now you got all this stuff on the table. You got all these different gods that's been worshipped on December 25th. And so some people say, well, it don't really matter, man. Jesus, what day he was born, we don't really know what day he was born. We know that December the 25th was celebrated for various other gods. And the only reason that this was done to say we're going to celebrate Christ on December 25th is because Constantine was trying to please the people. He was trying to please the people in his empire, the people of his nation. And so he brought it in on December 25th, right? Now, what we do in the church is we don't like to, as a whole, we don't like to call into question when it creates a big stir. We don't want to stir the pot. We don't want to cause any ripples in the water. But some things need to be fixed because this was brought as a pagan holiday. See, all this history, man, it's all recorded. It used to be in books and stuff, and hard to get books and books, but now it's just at the tip of your fingers. It's all on the internet. It's everywhere. Not everything on the internet is true. Now, that's not what I'm saying. But anyway, listen, man. Look at here, man. Look at here. Look at who I was worshipped and celebrated for being born on December the 25th. Late December, the time of the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere, is the shortest day of the longest night of the year, was full of pagan European celebrations. Man, them folks done messed up the Bible, the scripture, the church, and the world, and everything else. The Roman Empire declared December 25th a holiday to celebrate the birth of their adopted Syrian god, Saul Invictus, 274 AD, right? And then some 50 years later, the Roman Emperor Constantine officially adopted December 25th as for the day of celebrating Christ's birth. And that was done in 336 AD. Before 1000 BC, the following list of gods was celebrated on December 25th: Horus, Osiris, Atticus, Mithra, Hercules, Dionysus, Tammuz, Adonis. Man, listen, man. Good gracious of life, people. Come on, fixed, because this was brought as a pagan holiday. The scriptures tell us the roundabout time when Jesus was born. It tells us the roundabout time when Jesus was born. If you just go and follow the scriptures, if you look at when Jesus' cousin, John the Baptist, Jesus' cousin, if you look at when he was born, if you look at when uh, his mother was pregnant with him, if you look at when John the Baptist's father, Zechariah, served in the temple, then we'll come up with the conclusion that Jesus had to be born sometime around like October, man. Sometime around October. You understand what I'm saying? Um, Probably even early October, because the sheep would not be in the field in the cold. If you go over right now, I'm filming this video in December. If you go over to the Holy Land right now, Palestine, Jerusalem, Bethlehem, all those areas over there right now, you go over there right now. It's cold over there. You're not going to see no sheep grazing in the field as it was described when Jesus was born in the New Testament. It's described as the shepherds um, being in the field tending to the sheep. You're not going to see that in the winter, in the heart, in the depth of the winter, because it's too cold. And so we understand Nimrod. We understand that he was celebrated on the 25th of December. We understand that Horus was celebrated on the 25th of December. We understand these things. Hey man, this revmeotv. Young people, if you ever been to jail, if you ever been to prison, please don't go back. If you never been, please don't go. Get in your word, study your word. Hey man, be blessed. revmeotv.